The bail application for the leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has been declined during a court sitting at the Federal High Court in Abuja on Wednesday. This is pending the determination of the treasonable felony charge the federal government preferred against him. Trial Justice Binta Nyako held that the IPOB leader must explain the reason why he breached the previous bail that was given to him before he could enjoy any other favorable discretion of the court. Justice Nyako said, until the issue of absence of the defendant for his trial, with all the bail conditions breached, is determined, the instant application of the defendant for bail will at best be premature and it is refused. However, the defendant is at liberty to refile the application. The court also noted that Mr. Kanu's trial had since 2015 suffered various setbacks owing to over 19 interlocutory applications that have been filed in the matter. The court, however, implored the parties to allow the case to proceed on trial to enable the charge to be determined one way or the other. Mr. Kanu, in the application filed pursuant to Section 6, Subsection 6 and Section 36, Subsection 5 and Section 6 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, as well as Sections 161, 162, 163 and 165 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, ACJA 2015, prayed the court to release him on bail, pending the determination of the charge against him. The IPOB leader told the court that he was severely tortured for 8 days in Kenya before he was repatriated back to Nigeria for continuation of his trial. Mr. Kanu alleged that his health condition had deteriorated following a highly poisonous substance he said was injected into his system. He adds that it is causing him to have constipation and increased heartbeat. He insists that the DSS lacks the requisite medical facility to cater for his health needs, adding that he was previously released on bail on health grounds. The defendant also noted that he was put in solitary confinement, where he alleged that he was daily exposed to mental torture. He also argued that he has not been tried or convicted by any court of the law in the country, adding that he was entitled to bail. The federal government, however, urged the courts to refuse the bail application, insisting that Kanu, having realized the gravity of the case against him, would run away from the country and make himself unavailable for trial. The case was, however, adjourned till May 26, 2022 for hearing. Counsel to the federal government, David Casway, speaking after the hearing, said they brought their first defendant but couldn't proceed on the basis of the interlocutory application filed by the defendants.
The court have graciously heard the application of the defendant and have denied the defendant bail, consistent with the extant laws and the position of the prosecution. And then the prosecution, of course, also have filed its prosecution opening speech so that we can open our case. We have also brought our first witness, which is prepared to be filed today. But unfortunately, the defendant, using interlocutory application, stalled the proceedings of today. So we couldn't proceed with the hearing of the prosecution's case on the basis of the interlocutory application of the defendant. And for those of you who are in court, I'm sure you will have seen that the prosecution has done everything humanly possible to allow for the hearing of the case, because in our amended charge, we have brought all the proof of evidence against the defendant, which is very overwhelming, which is very voluminous, and then the defendant has raised that objection, insisting that they cannot go on with the hearing of the case today. And they now brought an application, which in essence is actually an application to say that the order that the court granted earlier that the defendant be prosecuted in his absence, which was since overtaken by events, since the defendant is now physically present in court. But the defendant insisted, the defense counsel insisted and moved the application, which is the reason why the prosecution cannot proceed with the hearing of his case today.
Mike Ozikome, the lead counsel to the IPOB leader, speaking on his client's breach of his previous bail condition, said he left Nigeria involuntarily.
Nnamdi Kanu left Nigeria involuntarily when they were about to kill him and found himself abroad before he was renditioned back forcefully in a most gruesome manner under torture on the 26th of June, 2021.
He noted that the federal government had yesterday amended the charges, which he couldn't go through, adding that the Prosecution Council has been trying to ambush them.
At 2:32 p.m., less than 24 hours to the hearing of today, they came back again with a so-called proposed amended charge. Amended charge number 7. And I told the court, you cannot carry out trial by ambush. This is the 7th time you are doing this. You are federal government. You have all the equipment, all the implements, all the facilities at your disposal. How come you cannot prosecute a simple case like this? That each time we are coming to court, a day before the court, you will dump on us. You saw the huge bundles that they dumped on us. I, speaking honestly as a Christian, have not even looked at the amended charge, not to talk of the documents they attach, which are bundles. The client, the defendant, Nnamdi Kanu, does not even know what they are coming with. But what they have always done in the name of trying to prosecute the defendant is to try to overreach us, try to ambush us, and today we resisted that ambush. And again, the court saw with us. I said, you can't do this.
Mr. Ozekome also noted that the IPOB leader has been denied basic facilities necessary for a fair trial.
In a small cell where he cannot talk, cannot see people, he's not allowed to practice his Jewish religion. He's not allowed to wear the Jewish clothes. He's not given the Jewish mat to pray upon. And you are talking about a fair trial? The food that you used to give to him, you are not giving him the right quantity. You are not giving him proteinous or nutritious food. He's sick. He has begged and begged. We all have begged and begged to allow his own doctor come and give a second opinion of his illness. You are not allowing him. We are complaining about too much potassium in his system. You are not allowing another medical doctor. His father-in-law will come and look for him. You are not allowing him. I, the leader of the team, the lead counsel, I will want to see him. You will disallow me on more than 3 occasions. I've only been allowed to see Nnamdi Kanu in detention only 2 times. Me, at times I will now call the director of legal services, call all of them to help out.
The lead counsel noted that justice is not a one-way traffic for the prosecution alone. He also said that self-determination is not a crime and doesn't warrant a treason charge.
So that is what this young man is fighting for. He hasn't carried guns and ammunition. We saw IPOB marching on the street, blowing whistle, wearing green beret. We want a Republic of Biafra. How is that amounting to treason or treasonable felony or offenses close to treason? What have you done about Boko Haram that are killing people, even in their bedrooms, raping women, wives, mothers, daughters, in men's farms, where our streets have become unsafe? What have you done about it? What did you do about kidnappers, armed bandits, and Boko Haram, challenging the sovereignty and sovereignty of Nigeria, planting their flags in many local government areas in Borno State and Niger State, and giving passes to people before they can pass through, imposing taxation? What did you do about it? This young, white, gray-haired man, who is as innocent as a dove, that you are deploying your arsenal. The trial is coming up today. Now you can see that they have blocked all the streets, so kilometers away. Over what?
He prayed the court to discharge and acquit the IPOB leader.
To discharge and acquit the defendant, allow him to go in peace, and allow the federal government face more important things of insurgency, corruption, anger, hunger, abject penury, lack of infrastructures, fuel scarcity, diesel scarcity, education collapse, ASU strike, lack of mutual respect, lack of social justice, lack of egalitarianism. These are critical issues that the federal government should be facing, not for a young man